Hey guys, Roshan here from SaturdaySelects, and I would like to welcome you to Sync. Sync is a new podcast series under SaturdaySelects that looks to have a deeper conversation with key people in the creative industry, particularly music, both locally and around the world. The mission of this podcast is to dig into the minds of those behind the scenes and on the front lines of our industry and understand why they do what they do and what makes them tick. Having been involved in the Malaysian music scene for myself for the past 4 years, these people have been major inspirations to a lot of my fellow peers and myself included. But before we begin, I'd like to firstly thank the amazing people at 10 Points Up for jumping on board and collaborating with us and helping us bring the series to life. Collaboration is key, and we're going to be speaking more about how important it is in every episode. Our guest this week on Sync is a veteran of the underground electronic music scene in KL. With over 22 years of DJing under his belt, he started out playing acid jazz and falling into what would become his signature sound, techno. Currently living between Shanghai and KL, he's opened up for a long list of legendary DJs like Paul Van Dyk and Carl Cox, and has played in some of the best rooms in KL like Movement and the original Zouk. It is with greatest pleasure that I introduce you to Mr. Terence C. Hey Terence, how's it going, bro?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Surviving. How have you been?
Not too bad too. Surviving.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Trying to stay afloat.
I feel you. Thank you so much for making the time to come and have this conversation with us today. This is a new podcast that we're launching under SaturdaySelects.
Right.
We're talking to people in the music industry, but not just producers and DJs, but also promoters, club owners, graphic designers, videographers, just to really speak to the entire music scene as a whole.
Okay.
So I thought it would be awesome to have an OG DJ like yourself.
OG sounds old, man.
No, not that old lah. But still, you've had the experience that a lot of the younger guys, including myself, have never really had to experience, you know.
Right.
And we're gonna start at an early point in your childhood when you were 12 years old, and you were at home watching this movie called Breaking.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit more about how that movie had sparked your love and aspirations for wanting to become a DJ?
I was actually into breakdancing.
Oh wow, okay.
And I was a fat boy, you know. So, and then while watching the movie, I saw this DJ. I didn't know what was it at that time, you know. So I thought, wow, this guy was scratching the music and mixing it, and I got amazed.
Okay.
You know, I was like, wow, okay, I want to learn how to do that. But then again, back in the 80s, it's not easy to find things like that in Malaysia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As in like turntables and records, especially if you don't have friends
who are
into that kind of thing, you know, music and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I pretty much basically forgo everything.
Okay.
And then as usual, just carry on living my childhood, going to school.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in PJ.
Oh, in PJ.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm actually a PJ boy.
Hey, shout out PJ. Lah.
Yeah. Shout out to PJ.
Spot. It's always been the spot, but now it's the spot.
Yeah. Sipak is like Sipak and Paramount is like a new hipster area now. You know, with restaurants and
cafes and like these curated restaurants. Yeah, but that's interesting to find out that a movie had inspired you to learn how to DJ, because that was my stepping stone into it as well. But it was a more modern movie. We Are Your Friends by Zac Efron was the...
That's not DJing.
I mean, yeah, I know that's not DJing, but I was like, yo, that's so cool. He's controlling the heartbeat of the people and stuff like that. I mean, that was what really, like, you know, sparked that interest in me, like it did with you with Breaking.
Yep.
But the DJ lifestyle is often misinterpreted in movies nowadays.
Of course.
But thankfully, there's a lot of new documentaries that are showing actually what goes on behind the scenes. Like I Was There When House Music Was Born. You have the Martin Garrix documentary. You have the Carl Cox documentary in Ibiza.
Yep.
Has there been any movies or documentaries that have done DJs justice, in your opinion, in terms of the lifestyle?
I think I haven't watched the Carl Cox one.
Okay.
I have watched the what's the guy who passed away? Avicii.
Oh, Avicii's one, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. A very interesting insight on what is going on with big names.
Yeah.
Especially if your manager are squeezing you.
Yeah.
But the other one that I really like, and I actually went and searched on the internet for the DVD and I bought it.
Wow.
It's called Speaking in Codes.
Speaking in Codes.
Yeah,
okay.
it's about the director, and I think it was his fiancée or wife then. I'm not sure if they're still married.
Okay.
They were searching for people who are lost in electronic music.
Wow.
So they actually go from festivals to festivals, and they've got people in the documentary that they interview people like Mood Selector.
Oh wow, Mood Selector.
Roback.
Okay.
Just a couple of names. Yeah. So I actually like that. You know, they were from the US, or they are from the US.
Okay.
So they were actually struggling to even finish the whole documentary.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
That's
they were
crazy.
chasing festivals.
Around the US only? Or was it like more
they were
international?
trying the US first,
Okay.
and then they slowly made contact with Europe, and then that's how they made contacts with people like Roback.
Wow.
And all those people.
And Mod Skeletor was based in Berlin at the time, right?
Come again?
Mod Skeletor was based in Berlin at the time. Wow, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
So from that time, from you getting the interest in DJing and then you exploring all the various outlets and opportunities that presented itself, we're going to fast forward a little bit to the year 1999 and 2000.
Wow.
You were a regular at the legendary club in KL Movement. You know, you had the insane stairs, the DJ deck was like above the entire crowd. For someone like myself who's never had the opportunity to attend or experience Movement at its peak, you know, because we've never had an experience where dance music was at its peak, you know, in KL, especially young people like us.
Yeah.
Could you explain what the atmosphere was like being in a big room like that with pulsating dance music in KL?
It's crazy.
Yeah?
The experience was crazy. Before Movement was called Movement, it was actually called Delocity.
Delocity.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's some Feng join, you know, some Feng Tao join.
Okay.
And then Tempo. Tempo was partnering them and then changed it to Movement.
Right.
So this was back in 98. Yeah, around 97, 98, I think.
Okay.
That time, well, the electronic music that time was very new.
Okay.
And then people in KL are hungry for new music. We didn't really care what was going on. We didn't really care about what kind of music or what DJ is playing.
Yeah.
You know, we could just go to any parties. We could even go to like a drum and bass party or a house or anything.
And still vibe up.
And still vibe up, you know. Besides that, and back then as well, we don't really get that much guest DJs.
Right.
As in international guest DJs. It could be 2-3 months once.
Wow.
You know, so when that is going to happen, you get excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really look forward to it, and then you really want to go for it because, okay, that time maybe the DJs in KL were good as well.
Yeah.
But we want something from abroad. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe names that we haven't heard before. And then after listening to these guys, then we start doing our own research. But internet then was, I think, not available yet.
Wow, okay.
I think, but not... actually, there is internet, but not as good as now. Okay. But we still managed to find info and stuff like that on certain...
On the music and
on the
what
music.
other things are going on around, like in other cities, like in Europe, Ibiza.
It was a crazy time, actually. I mean, crazy as in
Come
fun.
to think of it.
Yeah, crazy as in fun. I was even collecting databases.
Wow, okay.
On my own, you know, like asking people for their email address so that I can send them my weekly updates on what's going on and trying to get people to come.
Wow, so you used to you created an entire newsletter in a sense. Would you say
not really a newsletter, it's just a normal weekly update on if I'm playing or if anything is going on or whatever. Yeah, but it was just a short while.
Okay, but still, I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about that method being used so early on, especially in the 90s and early 2000s.
That was the only form, either that or I was collecting phone number as well.
Oh wow, text messages.
Yeah, SMS.
Wow.
With my own money.
I think a lot of young people don't know what SMS is.
Yeah, they're like, what? What's SMS? You don't use that anymore.
Yeah. But how was it like how many people did Movement fit at the time?
Maximum capacity for Movement was maybe 2000. either 2000 or 2005. But there was one time that it went overload.
Oh shit.
I remember it was a tag promo gig.
Tag?
As in TAC.
Oh, TAC.
Which was run by and owned by Cher.
Yeah.
And also partnering with Kellen they all.
Right.
So it was I think it was there was two actually that I remember vividly. One is John DeGuit was super packed.
Yeah.
I think that was shoulder to shoulder.
That was 99? 98?
I think that was in 98.
98?
Yeah. It was shoulder to shoulder.
Wow.
And then Paul Van Dyk.
Whew.
I mean, back then, if you have not heard of Paul Van Dyk,
you understood.
No, you would know For an Angel.
All right.
Because For an Angel was very, very, very popular and very, very known. So for Paul Van Dyk, I think the capacity was maybe exceeded 3,000.
And a club that fits 2.5. Yeah.
And I remember Kellen have to be at the door. They were basically closing the door.
Wow! And what time was this? 2 a.m., 1 a.m.
Maybe it was 12ish, 1.
Oh wow, that's early. Yeah. And clubs back then used to close at 5, 6.
Movement was 6.
6 a.m.
Yeah, and then Kellen was there closing the door, and whoever wants to go out.
Yeah, no re-entry lah.
You have to wait lah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that we had such big clubs back then, and we don't have such big capacity clubs now. I think the biggest one off the top of my head is KL. I think 600, 700 people. KL Live, if there are DJ sets there, 1,000.
I think Zouk main room can go up to 1,000.
The current Zouk main room?
Yeah.
Okay, I've not been to Zouk main room in a while.
The new one?
I've been to the new one, but in maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Not
I think
big
it's
EDM.
Yeah, I think it can fit about 1,000-ish now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty big. So we would say that Zouk KL, the new Zouk, is definitely one of the biggest club spaces in KL currently.
Currently, yes.
Yeah, because Dragonfly I think fits 500-600 as well.
I haven't been. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So your journey then took you from Movement over to Zouk. I think it was sometime in 2003, 2004 when you joined
2004.
2004 and you joined the team, and you had 9 amazing years as a resident, but you initially started out as a video jockey. You know, and I think that's one thing that a lot of the younger generation isn't fully aware about, that there were video jockeys in clubs. Now it's just the DJ and the light guy next to him. Right? And Uncle Kalen Thumb, shout out to Uncle Kalen for even helping us out with SaturdaySelects. But he helped you out early on with getting you that job. What was the process like graduating from being a VJ at a club to a resident DJ at Zouk?
Okay. After Movement burned down, I gotta track back a bit.
Yeah, no problem. A little bit of history.
Movement burned down, I think, right after 2000. I think it was 2000 or 2001.
Okay.
I think it was 2000. No, 2000.
2000.
New Year's Eve.
It burned down on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I was still working in a advertising agency.
Wow. Okay.
And then my colleague told me, "Hey, my friend who lives around there say that movement burned down last night." I was like, "No way, really?" His apparently his apartment electricity went off because of the fire. So I was like, "What? No, you gotta be kidding me!" So I called Kenny Wee up.
Yeah.
During lunchtime, I said, "Hey, I said my colleague told me that movement got burned down. Can you just go down and check?"
Yeah.
So I think maybe 1 hour later, then Kenny called me. "Hey, this weekend don't have to come to work lah. It's gone." I was like, "What?"
Wow.
So during lunch, I actually drove down
To movement.
to
check it out.
Yeah, and I saw the building. Right, it's literally an M.
Wow.
You know, the whole, it was an old cinema.
Yeah.
So the roof and everything got burned down. It left the front or the side of it.
Yeah.
It became like an M. So yeah, movement.
Last hurrah lah.
Yeah. So then from then, I was doing freelance gig here and there. It was quite tough actually. Trying to get slots in back room.
Yeah, back room.
But back room the time was already, the resident was Suhaimi.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. And then during that time as well, I think Kellen also approached me and Ben Katana.
Okay.
And it's like, "Hey, there's a gig in Ho Chi Minh City.
Wow.
Would you guys like to take it?" So they wanted 2 DJs. So I said, "Oh yeah, okay, sure, you know." And then we gave them our mixtapes, and 1 hour, not 1 hour. I think maybe a couple of days later, then they came back to us and say, "Hey, we don't have budget for 2 DJs."
Okay.
So Kellen was like, "You know what? Forget it." And a few days later, and then Kellen got back to me again and said, "Hey, now they want 1 DJ first. So maybe you and Ben can take turns. You know, you go first and then come back and then Ben go and stuff like that."
Okay.
So I was like, "Okay." So the thing is, I took the gig up. I was living in Ho Chi Minh for 1 month, resident.
Wow.
This was back in 2000, I think. 2001.
Wow.
2000,
okay.
yeah, 2001, yeah.
And this was at Ho Chi Minh.
This was in Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh was still, the clubbing scene was not as, known as now.
Yeah, now Ho
They
Chi
were,
Minh's
yeah, they were pretty much basically still a lot of underground clubs back then.
Yeah.
Which, like, really underground, I'm telling you.
I can't imagine.
Like, you have to knock on doors and then they will have to slide the thing open up and see who's out there.
It sounds like the hidden bars now.
Yes. And it's not in, like, because Ho Chi Minh is divided into districts.
Okay.
So those really underground ones are like in District 7 or District 8 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, because District 1 is the main,
The central
main,
CBD.
yeah. So then I was there for a month and then I came back and then Ben went over.
Okay.
And then a month, and then we took turn, and then after Ben, I went back again, and then the guy was like saying, because the partnership of the club was between Singaporean and Vietnamese,
Yeah.
and this Vietnamese guy has connection with the tourism board,
Oh wow.
so
okay.
he can actually run a club without whatever
Issues,
hassle or
yeah.
whatever. But still, club shuts at 12 midnight.
Oh, and in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was quite shocked. I was like, 12 midnight?
So
really?
what would your main set time be?
Oh, I only play 1 hour, maybe like from 10 to 11, and then the other resident will take over, which is a local guy.
Okay, wow.
And Christmas Eve, extend 15 minutes. New Year's Eve, extend half an hour.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the second round, when I went back, then the Singaporean guy was like asking me if, hey, the Vietnamese partner was asking if you want to stay for another 2 months. I was like thinking, okay, if I go back to KL now,
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything on, so might as well.
Might as well. Okay. Wow.
So then after that, after the 3 months in Ho Chi Minh, plus the first 1 month, 4 months, I came back. I think not long after that. Actually, this was in 2000.
2.
No, not even 2002. It was in 2003.
Oh, 3. Okay.
After movement burned down, after getting gigs here and there, I think I joined Backroom for 9 months before they actually closed down.
Okay.
You know, because they don't want to pay rental.
Yeah.
They own the building, huge amount of rental. So then after that I went to Ho Chi Minh, came back, and 2004 Zouk opened.
Okay.
And before that, during the 2003 period, Kellen also approached all the DJs that he knows.
Yeah.
And then I was one of it. He was asking me like, hey, do a mixtape, you know, maybe like Sasha Digweed kind of style.
Yeah.
So okay, I did one, sent it in, and then Kellen said, okay, they heard it, so apparently they're not quite happy with it.
Okay.
So do another one. So okay, I did another one, and then another one. So it was the third one. Then Kellen said, you know what, Terence, forget it lah. I really don't know what they want. Okay. You know, maybe just go and find another resident job or something like that, or in another club. So okay, I left that as it is, and then right after Zouk opened in 2004, they opened in March.
Okay.
And then during April, or even I think they opened in March.
Okay.
And then mid-March, Kellen was asking me like, hey, they're looking for a VJ.
Okay.
You know, so would you like to? Excuse me. He said, I'll bring you in first.
Okay.
You know, just learn the trade up. You know, because at the end of the day, this is what Kellen told me. Whatever that you learn, nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I've got nothing to lose. I've got no job at the time. So I said, okay, yeah, let's do it. So I joined as VJ.
Okay.
Back in 2004 April.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then from there, I told myself, okay, I'm going to get into Zouk first as a VJ, because at the time the main room resident was Resu and Fono.
Oh wow, Resu.
Yeah, Resu and Fono. So I was doing the VJing, and then there was a light jockey, but the light jockey was a part-timer.
Okay.
And then he quit. So and then of course the VJ. This is the thing about Malaysian club. If you're a DJ, right?
Yeah.
The owner expect you to know how to do the lights as well, because they always believe that the DJ knows the music. Which is quite true, you know. So we have to double up our thing as a DJ, VJ, and LJ, light jockey. So then when I first joined, I said, okay, I'll just give it a try, you know, do the VJing thing, you know, and then after 1 year, I told myself, okay, I'm going to give myself 2 years in Zouk. If I don't get to start to DJ, I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Because I really just want to DJ.
Okay. Fair enough. You were really passionate about it. Yeah.
So if you're going to stop me from DJing and not let me do it, 2 years, if I don't get to do it, I'm going to leave. Okay. So, and then up to about 2006 or 2007, I think Ray decided to leave to pursue his own thing.
Yeah.
So it was left only with Fono in the main room.
Yeah.
So then I get to play with Fono.
Nice. And this was 2005?
This was 2006, 2007.
Okay.
But between 2004 to 2007, well, maybe once in a while I get to warm up for one guest or something like that.
Okay.
But then of course there's Ray and there's Fono there, so they are the main residents.
So they would play like the main sets.
So they will be actually doing most of the warm up for the regulars or the international guests.
DJs,
yeah. So then from then on, 2007 I was playing more often in Zouk with Fono. Then we had a couple of nights that we were trying out, like there was one night called Anthems or something like that.
Okay.
Where we were supposed to play anthems.
Oh, wow.
Because
like electronic music anthems.
Yeah. Okay. Like all the big tunes and stuff like that.
Trance, techno, house.
Whichever. Because at that time, I think 2007, 2008, the business was not so good, especially in main room. But it's weird, the thing after so many years in the entertainment industry, right?
Yeah.
I've noticed there's a difference between sometimes, okay, let's say 2008, the Fridays are all good.
Okay.
The Saturdays are shit.
Wow.
And then maybe the following year, right, the Fridays are shit, the Saturdays are good. So I really don't understand. It's weird sometimes.
I think it was like the birth of the other spots around KL, like Heritage Road started coming up as well, and Bangsa at the time.
It wasn't really affecting
Zouk, because Zouk was
it wasn't really affecting Zouk so much, I think, but because I really have no idea, man.
Maybe it's like a shift in culture.
It could be, I don't know, it could be a shift in culture, it could be a shift in timing, or
could be.
You know, or people say, oh, you know what, we decided not to go on Fridays anymore, let's go on Saturdays.
Let's go on Saturdays.
After 1 year later, oh, you know what, Saturday, I think we better keep it, you know, then we can spend time with the family, let's go on Friday.
Let's go on Friday.
It's weird, but whatever it is, I think for Zouk, Wednesday was really the most happening one. Mambo Jumbo.
Mambo Jumbo.
Yeah, and of course the Thursday nights, which is Ghetto Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
classic. I spoke to Jin Hackman about Ghetto Heaven.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy. Like from Ghetto Heaven, it went. It was at Zouk, and then moved to Heritage Road for a bit, and then we had Chocolate High at Lust, opposite Nagaba.
Yep.
You know, but that was the hip hop side of things. You know, like electronic music had its own like storyline. But we can't speak about electronic music without speaking how it started, which was on vinyls. And I know Zouk had a very famous vinyl room with insane amount of records inside the room.
Okay.
What was that like? What was the vinyl room like? Like, and I know it was Shur's collection as well, and he made it available to DJs. And I've heard about the vinyl room prior, but I really heard it from the horse's mouth, which was Shur, when he was giving a panel discussion. I asked him about the vinyl room, if it is real, and he was like, oh yeah, it's actually real.
Okay, I don't know whether Shur actually mentioned the Zouk KL one or the Zouk Singapore one.
No, it's the Zouk KL one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, the Zouk KL one, if I'm not mistaken, well, it wasn't called a vinyl room.
Okay, yeah, it definitely had a different name.
Back then, when it first started, it was a DJ room.
Okay.
Where the DJ hang out.
Okay.
Because I don't know, have you been to the old Zouk?
I've only been once to pick up a friend who was really drunk, so I was outside.
when Zouk KL first opened in 2004.
Okay.
The booth was a big one, where you overlook the dance floor. This at that time there wasn't a Future, there wasn't a Bar Sonic and stuff like that.
Okay, so this was just like main room at the time.
There was no Aristo as well. There was only main room, Velvet Underground, and Terrace Bar.
Okay, yeah. Which all three still exist in the new Zouk as well, except Terrace Bar.
I think Terrace Bar is not there anymore. But for Singapore side, it's actually called Wine Bar, not Terrace Bar.
Okay, wow.
So, and then for the main room, the booth was a big one where you oversee the dance floor, which can fit, I think, maybe about 2,000 packs. And then behind the booth, there's actually an artist room and also a DJ room.
Right.
That's where we have a sofa there, the computers are there, and then that's where we store the vinyls that we purchase. I would say Zouk KL started purchasing vinyls or records, I think maybe slightly from 2004 until about 2007 or 8.
Until CDs came in.
Yeah.
Basically,
or you want to call it MP3.
Did you have any favorite records in the room that you used to take and play out during your nights?
Actually, I can't recall any because there's too many. Okay,
I'm going to throw one song out, and then you're going to tell us if you've ever played it or what the reaction was like. Pete Heller's Big Love.
That's my favorite, man.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have it. I have that piece.
Oh, you have it. So you didn't know to go to the
it was actually one of my very first record that I purchased.
Oh, wow.
Back in 98, 99.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, moved back to the record room or the DJ room. I think if you want to talk about a huge amount of collection of records, it should be the one in Singapore, man.
Oh yeah.
It's actually 2 rooms.
Oh wow. Okay.
Imagine records being purchased back in maybe the early 90s until they were still buying records until maybe 2016, 2017, maybe.
Wow.
Because the thing is, I think it's the same for Zouk Singapore as well.
Yeah.
Zouk KL has a monthly budget for record purchase.
Oh, right.
So, I was actually doing the purchasing from 2008, 2009 onwards.
Wow, so they had a head of purchasing for vinyls as well? Like a buyer.
I wouldn't say it's a purchasing head. What I would do is, I will tell everyone, because everyone knows that, okay, let's say for example, monthly of £500 a month.
Okay.
So I will go and ask everyone, like, because every Thursday new stuff comes out.
Oh, right, yeah.
Either Thursday or Friday. So then I will go and ask everyone, all the DJs, including all the hip hop. I say, hey, I'm going to start purchasing stuff. Just go through whatever you want. Just send me a list, and then I'll just put it in the cart.
And then you would order it online?
Yeah, I would just order it online.
Wow.
That time, I think most of the records we ordered was from Juno.
Oh, right. And Juno is still alive today. I'm buying records on Juno.
I think Juno has, I think we have, Zouk KL have contributed quite a lot to Juno.
The growth of Juno in its early days.
Yeah, and we were also buying MP3s and stuff like that, CDs as well.
Yeah.
So we have like a hard disk, an external hard disk to store. So it's like a master hard disk. Yeah. So if any of the DJ want anything,
everything was digitized as well.
Yeah, they can go and get it from there.
Wow.
Like some of the records we bought, because sometimes that turntable can be quite a pain.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, especially in a club.
Yeah.
And especially if your console is not stable.
Yes. And like.
So we decided to actually record some of the tracks and converted it into like either wave, digital format.
Okay.
Then we can play it off CD.
Right. Okay. And that was a lot easier back then as well.
It was it was easier, and then of course it was CDs.
Yeah.
Not pen drive yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pen drive thing, we're going to
speak about pen drives later. USB DJs and laptop DJs, but you mentioned Aristo earlier, and we're talking about major, like large record collections, and we have to talk about Aristo's finest resident, Shaz, who recently passed away. Rest in peace. What were your fond memories of hanging out with Shaz in Zouk or outside Zouk? Could you have any fond memories?
Too many, actually.
Too many. Could you share one?
Because the thing is, from 2004 to maybe I left at 2013.
Okay.
I think throughout this couple of years, right, the only boys that was full-time was me, Shaz, Leonard.
Okay.
Leonard was the entertainment manager back then.
Alright.
And then Leonard left, and then Shaz took over the position. Okay. Because Shaz was the second to Leonard. As in the year joined. So he's more senior.
Okay.
And then there was Phono, and then there's Ray.
Yeah.
Of course, the part-time boys are like guys like Bling the Time.
Yeah.
Goldfish. Luke.
Oh yeah, Luke and Raz as well.
Yeah. No, Razi is not even there yet. It was Luke.
Wow, Luke was first.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then T-Bone.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's way back.
I think I was pretty much close to all of the boys.
Okay.
In terms of hanging out, I hang out. Well, most of the time, I would say I'm the earliest in the club.
Okay.
Because
you have to set everything up.
No, not set everything up. People say that I don't have a life. I basically go to the club at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What? Why so early?
Because most of the time I just don't want to get stuck in the jam.
Oh, fair enough.
So at least, and I don't have equipment at home.
Okay.
So I can go to the club early. I can practice and use the equipment.
Okay.
So hanging out with people like Leonard, Shaz, once in a while with Fono and Ray. But I think the closer one would be Shaz and Leonard.
Okay.
And one more, Dobbage. Ivan.
Yeah, did you say Dobbage?
Yeah, Dobbage. He's a Dobbage. Yeah.
Oh God. But
So,
I can't imagine what the nights at Aristo must have been like, because I'm like listening to stories from different people, and everyone has their own individual like great memory of being with Shaz. I've never met him. I wish I did.
You've never?
No, I've never met him. We were supposed to book him for one of our live streams.
Oh.
And then
Okay.
So that, and Adam Matthews was like, you have to get Shaz on board. Yeah. Like, you have to get him to come play. His collection is insane. Yeah. Not only his vinyl, his digital collection is crazy too. And the way he controls a crowd. And, I've always wanted to work with him.
Shaz, okay. From the look of it, he might look very serious, right?
Yeah, with his beard. But he had the greatest smile though. Like in all his photos.
He if he wants to be serious, he can be serious. But then again, he's funny. We've hang out. I've tapao food for them.
Wow. Okay.
Because I go to club early.
Yeah.
And Shaz at time when I first joined Zouk, I think none of us were married.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we sometimes, especially Shaz or Leonard as well.
Yeah.
They will go to the club early, and of course, me going to the club earliest, I would sometimes text them and say, "Hey, I'm gonna get mixed rice. Do you
Y'all
guys
want not?
Yeah, do you guys want?" So I say, "Yeah, okay." So I will just tap out for the boys, and sometimes as well, if we're not working, then we try to hang out as well.
Okay.
With Shaz, there were also fun times when we were trying our very best not to screw things up for Mumbo Jumbo. Because Chinese New Year, Leonard will have, because Leonard is not from KL. He's not from Malaysia. Okay. He's not from Malaysia. He's a Singaporean.
Okay.
So Chinese New Year, he will have to go back to Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
So only me and the local boys.
Yeah.
So for Velvet, it's just me and Shaz. So we were trying so hard, okay, because to us, right?
Yeah.
Mambo KL, Leonard has set a standard so high that we don't want to screw it up.
I can imagine.
So we were trying so hard, and we were like, oh my God, how man, sweating. And every time when Leonard plays, we will actually copy down or do a set list. And then we were mixing and matching the set list. Okay, maybe we try this with that. So it was quite fun, and we drove down to Zouk KL before as well.
Okay.
It was quite fun.
Wow.
Yeah, but the reason going to Zouk KL also was to send a mixer.
We apologize for that. It's lightning and thunder. It's rainy season here in KL, but I'm going to shoot some names of DJs that you've opened for in the past, and you've already spoken about Digweed at Movement.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about another big name in techno who really blew up in Asia, Sasha. And you had the opportunity to open for Sasha, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How was that like? Like Sasha was the godfather of techno, like according, in a sense, like the way they portrayed him, like he broke out.
Sasha wasn't really a god of techno.
Okay.
Sasha was actually, on one of the, I think it was a Mix Mag.
DJ Mag, the DJ Mag.
Was it DJ Mag or Mix Mag cover?
The cover, the one with him.
Yes. He's actually being claimed as the son of God.
Wow. Okay, so he's the son of God that brought techno.
and that time, I wouldn't say it was techno for Sasha and Digweed.
Okay.
It was mainly
dance music,
electronic music, and very proggy, very progressive sound.
Wow.
So, when you get to warm up for big names like that, you get pressured.
Oh, I can imagine.
on your own.
Self-pressure yourself.
Yeah, self-pressure. Trying not to screw things up because there are some big names who don't really like the warm-up DJs to really bang it out.
Yeah, completely understand.
So
There's that whole respect thing.
Yeah, I have to keep it at a pace where everyone is happy.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot from warming up for all these big names.
Okay.
Yeah, especially for people like SaturdaySelects.
I think a lot of DJs overlook the importance of an opening set and how important it is.
Because they thought, oh, nobody's gonna dance.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just up.
Too early also, you up. Like,
cannot. You can't do that.
It's not good, you know.
The thing is, you have to play in a way that, you know, people are just, the club is just opening.
Yeah, correct.
People are walking in.
Yeah.
You want to get people to relax first.
Yeah, you want to get them in the mood.
Yeah, just get them in the mood, let them get a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
You know, get comfortable, and then maybe, you know, try to
tease them to the dance floor a little bit.
Try to get them to the dance floor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience warming up.
What about Carl Cox?
Carl Cox was fun actually.
Yeah, he seems like a fun dude.
He is. Actually, for me, right? If I warm up for a DJ like Sasha or Dick or the more proggy, deeper kind of sound kind of DJs, I tend to play a bit more slower.
Okay.
Maybe 117, 118.
Okay.
Well, that I think a lot of people might be thinking, oh, that is not slow. Slow
but
means
it's slow for Sasha.
Slow means 110 or 111 or whatever. So anyway, if I warm up for a trance DJ, I would tend to play a little bit faster.
Okay.
Maybe 123.
Wow.
A bit more proggy, a bit more melodic stuff.
Yeah.
Because the trance DJ is going to come on and just bang and then fly. That's it. You know, for a techno DJ warm up, I would go a little bit more, a bit more up as well.
Okay.
But a bit more, I wouldn't say tribal, but it's a bit more up tempo, a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, but not up to, in a sense of pumping and you know.
But was Carl classified as a techno DJ or a house DJ at the time?
Carl Cox?
Yeah.
Carl has always been, I think, classified as a techno DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know he plays a little bit of house. He has this 7-hour disco thing at Bali as well once a year.
And before Zouk Singapore, you know, back then, main room of Zouk Singapore main room is only for international guests.
Oh wow.
Velvet Underground, it's only for the residents.
Wow.
And only international DJs where Lincoln favors. Carl is one of them.
Wow.
The only time that Lincoln says, okay, let's get someone to play, that would be Carl.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think, and when Carl does that, and when Carl plays in Velvet, this is what I heard.
Yeah.
He will play a more houseier set.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, throughout the many years of Velvet Underground, there has not been a guest DJ playing except for Carl Cox, and I can't remember there was another one.
Okay.
There's only one or two that Lincoln favorites DJ
to allow them
to play.
Wow. Okay.
And then only later part, maybe 2013 or 2014.
Yeah.
That's when they start to put the more underground acts in Velvet Underground in Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there was a period or conversation that you had with Carl Cox where he told you to embrace technology, and that pushed you to start, you know, foregoing playing records to moving into CDs and now modern day USBs.
Yep.
What would you say to the purist who thinks that vinyls is the proper way of DJing?
Wow. Let me see. I was still using. Well, I wasn't really using records anymore.
Okay.
Back in around 2010, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe maybe slightly a bit earlier. I was then, then the CDJ 2000 came out, I think.
Yeah.
And that was when you can use a SD card.
Oh,
or a pen drive.
Right, okay.
I didn't want to use that yet, so I was burning my MP3s onto CD, but as not a CD format, but as an MP3 format CD, so I can put more tracks in it.
Because that was like 700 MB per CD or something
like that.
Yeah.
So and then when all this happened, when I was warming up for Carl Cox, and Carl was saying, you know what, we should embrace technology.
Yeah.
It's there to help make our lives easier.
Yep.
You know. So I was like, okay, maybe I should just give USB sticks a try.
Yeah, and then you never look back.
And I never look back. I mean, come on, I'm not young, you know.
Yeah, and yet you have embraced it.
Carrying 90 pieces of records, no way, man. I mean, okay, as coming back to your question, whether purists, it's the same question as like when they were saying whether you should use a sync button.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! And Chris had to make a statement. Yeah. DJ Chris.
Even Jazzy Jeff as well
made a statement.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, honestly, yeah. In the beginning, when they came out with the sync buttons, like, oh, this is not really mixing. But then, if you come to think of it, right, if you are a creative person, a creative, say, DJ or music producer, you would tend to use the sync button in a very different manner.
Okay, fair enough.
If it gives you more time to think of what you want to do next instead of just mixing another track in.
Yeah, that's true.
So when it comes to playing, whether playing record is actually the real DJing, I think, in my opinion, I love records as well. I love vinyls. The sound is warmer. Yeah. But if you play in a club, how many of the punters out there can come up to you and say, "Wow, the sound is warm."
Yeah.
It sounds so good.
No.
Let's say the club is filled with 500 people.
Yeah.
480 are just normal laymen.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know that they're just there to have fun, to dance, to let their hair loose.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Maybe the other 20 will be like, whoa, wow,
vinyl DJ,
you're the real DJ, man, and you're using a rotary mixer. I've got nothing against all those. Okay, everyone has their own tools.
Yeah,
but
what works best for you?
Yeah, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's how you carry or how you express yourself.
Yeah,
through music.
Fair enough.
It doesn't matter whether if it's MP3 or WAV or what do you call it? Lossless
files.
You know, lossless files or even records.
Yeah.
You know, if by all means, if you like playing records and if you think it sounds really good in a club system, just do it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, don't have to tell the other guy, oh, you know what? I'm the real DJ because I play with records. Don't, man.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Because at the end of the day, also, we DJs, we are entertainers.
Yeah, that's so true.
You are there to put or to share what you love, your selection of music, to the crowd, who most likely might not know what you're playing. Yeah. Which is a good way to introduce the music to these people. You're not going to tell them, hey, look, I'm a vinyl DJ, man. Look at this. I DJ on records. I DJ on records, man. Not like those button pushers or whatever you want to call it. You know,
Let everyone do their own thing.
Yeah, really. just do your own thing, man.
What works best.
Yeah, whatever works best for you. Yeah. Just do it. Don't have to diss other people or other DJs if they are not doing it like how you're doing it. You know.
So 9 years into Zouk, you get into CDs and USBs, and you leave Zouk after that, and you head over to a new city. You move to Shanghai.
Oh yeah.
What was the experience like living and playing in a city like Shanghai?
I remember leaving Zouk at the year of 2013. I think April or May was my last month.
Okay.
The reason was because my girlfriend back then, which is my wife now,
Okay.
she is actually working. She was working in China for a very long time already.
Okay.
I think including this year, maybe 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
So when I moved to China, it was actually Beijing, not Shanghai yet.
Right. Okay.
So Shanghai, wow, this is a new city, man.
A whole new city.
Yeah, and my Mandarin is like 6:30. Yeah, I can speak a little bit,
Okay.
but if you want to have a proper conversation with me,
Yeah.
right?
Cannot laugh.
Cannot lah, bro.
What was the nightlife experience like? in Shanghai?
Beijing first,
Beijing first, and then Shanghai.
and then Shanghai. Beijing was, wow, it was pretty underground actually in some
Wow.
ways.
Okay.
I mean, you thought club would close early, right?
Yeah.
But it closes at 7
Wow.
or 6.
Dream.
Yeah, I was like, wow, not bad, man.
Not bad.
Yeah, but it was quite tough as well when I first moved to Beijing because some of the clubs are, well, there's not many known underground clubs.
Okay.
One was already closing down, and then there was only one left at that time, which I pretty much know, which was Lantern.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For Lantern.
And then I wasn't really getting much gigs in Beijing,
Mhm.
unless if my friend organizes or book international DJ.
Okay.
Then he will get me to do some warm-ups for the international guests.
Right.
And I was in Beijing for a year,
Okay.
and my wife got another offer back to Shanghai, because her first city was Shanghai,
Yeah.
then Guangzhou, and then Beijing,
Okay.
and then back to Shanghai. So
Okay.
2014, I think it was 2014. Then we moved to Shanghai.
Yeah.
Also, there were up and down, because I always tell people China is actually a different kind of animal.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think there's good and bad.
Okay.
I mean, there's good and bad in every city.
Mm-hmm.
In my own opinion, nothing against anybody. I think the Chinese crowd can be quite extreme.
Okay.
From what I see, they can either be very commercial or
Very underground.
very underground.
Yeah.
Underground to a way where your techno set could be a blip and bloop.
Just
I think that's what
Okay.
I've seen a couple of it lah.
Okay.
So yeah, but Shanghai, I think, to me, I think Shanghai would be a little bit much better than Beijing.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe there's a little bit more foreigners there.
Oh yeah. Now especially.
Yeah,
Like more
but
foreigners.
foreigners has been always there's always been foreigners in Shanghai anyway, because it's a business district.
Business district.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
So playing in Shanghai was not too bad.
Okay.
At least there were, well, I didn't expect much of a reaction, but
They were. Wow.
from the locals,
The expats.
from the expats. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you spent about, based on 2014, you moved to Shanghai. You were there for like 5 or 6 years in Shanghai, and you recently came back on holiday for Chinese New Year this year.
Yep.
Yeah, and due to COVID, you're currently stuck here.
Yep.
How's the last few months been for you?
Oh, tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you miss your wife.
Yeah. 9 months already, man.
Wow.
She went back. She went back in maybe, I think, late Feb.
Okay.
Because I stay back because I thought, okay, the Wyatt Black
Yeah.
was supposed to go on.
Yeah.
And then Wyatt
Oh my
Black
gosh.
falls on the same day as
MCO.
I was like,
I remember.
quang.
I remember asking Adam, so is this still happening? It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
And when it first happened, I was like, okay, you know what? It's going to be 2 weeks only, this lockdown. Don't worry. And then it add on.
Yeah.
And then add on. It's like your customer trying to tell you, hey, extend, bro, extend.
Extend, bro.
Extend. I don't know, extend how many weeks already.
And then now we're like 9 months
Yeah,
later.
we are like 9 months throughout it already. Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. There was no income.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
for a lot of the DJs in the scene.
Yes, I think not just DJs, a lot of entertainment
creatives,
people. Creative people, events, people,
live shows,
clubs, everybody.
Everyone is like really affected.
It's really tough. Solely surviving on the 500 per month from EPF.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, so it's really tough. And then of course people will tell you, oh, you know what, bro, maybe you can try to look for something else.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people think it's so easy to just switch.
It's not easy. I mean, it's you can actually be a Grab driver if you want, but there are a lot more people out there who are jobless, who is also thinking the same as you are.
Exactly.
How many Grab drivers are there out there now?
Yeah.
You know.
Yet still the prices are insane.
Yes.
The demand is high. You know, but you've been really active throughout this MCO, and you've had an ongoing mix series on a weekly basis called Movement Control with Terence C.
Yep.
And one really interesting thing about that is that every week on each mix, it's new songs that you found throughout the week.
Yep.
What's your digging process like, and has the pandemic affected your music taste in any way?
I don't think that it affected me in any ways. Okay. I'm still looking and listening and digging the music that I love.
Okay.
Which is anything from deep house to down tempo to progressive to house to techno.
Wow. Okay.
So every day, almost every day, every week.
Yeah.
I just keep digging for music, and of course some promos as well are being sent.
Right.
So it's good.
So that's just been keeping you busy.
I think
last few months.
If it's not because of the music, right?
I can't imagine.
I don't know, man. I think I've gone crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, before we end the conversation, with over 22 years of DJing, it's safe to say that you're an OG in the KL electronic music scene, and more of the youngsters than the younger DJs should be aware. But age is just a number, and we can definitely expect a lot more from you going forward, with names like Sven Arth, Carl Cox, and Jeff Mills still going.
Yep.
What is the one thing that you would say to a young budding DJ that you wish someone told you when you were starting out?
Well, few years back, if you were to approach me and tell me that you want to be a DJ, right, I will tell you to forget it. Because it's actually a lifelong, how would I say, obsession.
Okay.
You have to actually give all you have, all you've got. And whenever a new person or friend or whatever approach me and say, hey bro, can you teach me how to DJ? I want to DJ, man. I will not teach on the spot, or I will not agree on the spot. I will ask them first, what is your main purpose?
Oh, so true.
Of becoming a DJ?
Dude, that's such a good point. I ask the same thing to people who ask me to teach them how to DJ too.
If you want to be a DJ because you think, oh, I can have glamour, free sex, free drugs, free drinks, free entrance, glamorous, forget it.
It's not the lifestyle.
I can tell you will not last long.
I can agree with you.
But if you ask me, by all means, if you have the passion for the music, just go for it. In fact, become a producer as well, a music producer.
Yeah. And you just started getting into production as well.
I started actually 2013, but it was on and off.
Okay.
And I'm a very fickle-minded person. And the other thing that if you were to ask me to give an advice to a new budding DJ or whatever, I would tell them this is what my mentor told me, the guy who taught me before. His name was Christopher Doss.
Oh, Christopher Doss.
So he was the one who taught me and Phono.
Oh, wow, okay.
This was back in Echo days in Bangsa.
So this is like
98.
90s. Okay, late 90s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it was the open decks night.
It was the open decks night on Sunday, where he said, if you want to learn, I don't mind teaching,
Okay, wow.
So I got excited. I go and tell Fono as well. Hey man,
Joma.
jom lah. You also want to be DJ right? You also want to learn right?
Sekali-sekali DJ.
So sekali-sekali lah. So this is what he told me before, that whatever it is, stay humble.
Okay.
You will go far.
Alright.
Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to work with a dick. Mind my language, but I don't know if your podcast allows.
No, we allowed. We allow it. Free speech.
Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to work with a dick.
Okay.
Don't be an ass.
I'll keep that in mind, and I hope all the listeners who are budding young DJs
however
keep that in
big
mind
your
too.
name is, you are definitely going to fall one fucking day. Because of your ego.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with you. So be nice to everyone.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if that person is not being nice to you, be nice to him or her. Because at the end of the day, this is one thing I believe, that I never cut bridges.
Okay.
I never burn bridges.
Alright.
Because at the end of the day, right, I always believe that maybe one day this person might need my help.
Yeah.
Or I might need this person's help.
Okay.
It's okay. The world is too small.
Yeah.
You're not going to stay here forever.
That's so true.
Just be nice to everyone. Plus now, this is even a better time.
Yeah, to be
nice.
Yeah.
If you have got nothing to say, nothing nice to say, don't say it.
Yeah.
Just keep your whatever filthy opinion to yourself. It doesn't really matter if you are going to give out your bad comments. What the hell?
So what can we expect from DJ Terence C going into 2021 and beyond?
I hope next year will be a better year for everyone.
Yeah.
Really, the world is in a mess now. You have anti-vaxxer, you have people who believe in vaccine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I just hope next year will be a better year for everyone. The industry hopefully will improve. As for me, I hope to be more active in producing music, hopefully. Because I did try during the first 3 months of MCO.
Yeah.
Things just couldn't come out.
I can understand.
Yeah, and the more you force it, right, the more it will not come out.
It's not going to come out.
So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break now from this. Just continue doing my weekly mixes.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully next year more music production.
Okay.
Keeping my fingers crossed, more people subscribe to my Mixcloud as well.
What I was gonna say as well. Yeah.
It's not easy, man. The Mixcloud selecting, I know there's a lot of other platforms like Spotify and whatever. If you can give a bro here a push, a help, it's a monthly of 17 ringgit.
Yeah, support your local independent creators and DJs. We're doing everything we can to still keep you guys entertained and hopefully survive this pandemic so we can keep on entertaining you guys once clubs can reopen. Don't forget, you can follow Terence on Mixcloud, subscribe to his Mixcloud channel. You can find him on Instagram as well at DJ Terence C. Terence, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you for having me, man.
I really appreciate you sharing the stories and having this conversation. I think it's definitely going to be like a little bit of a history lesson as well for a lot of our listeners.
There's going to be, if we can go on longer, there are even more funnier stories, man.
We'll probably go on for another 2-3 hours, but we can definitely keep that for the next time you're down and back in KL.
Yes.
Have a safe flight. Take care.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
We'll catch you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.